The Civil Rights Movement was a social and political movement that emerged in the United States during the mid-20th century, with the goal of securing equal rights and ending racial segregation and discrimination against African Americans. Spanning roughly from the 1950s to the 1970s, the movement was a response to the systemic racism and inequality experienced by African Americans, and it brought about significant legal and societal changes. Here is a detailed exploration of the key aspects of the civil rights movement. Hello and welcome to our channel. You are watching Actually Explained. Before further diving into the video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and do follow us on our other social media platforms. Jim Crow era and segregation. Pervasive discrimination. African Americans faced widespread racial discrimination, particularly in the southern states, where Jim Crow laws enforced racial segregation and denied basic civil rights to African Americans. Separate but unequal, segregation was entrenched in various aspects of life, including education, transportation, housing, employment, and public facilities. African Americans were systematically denied access to equal opportunities and subjected to dehumanizing treatment. Leaders and organizations. Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. emerged as a prominent leader and spokesperson for the civil rights movement. Through his advocacy of nonviolent resistance and his powerful speeches, such as the "I Have a Dream" speech, he became a symbol of hope and equality. NAACP, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, played a crucial role in the legal battles against segregation. It used litigation and grassroots activism to challenge discriminatory laws and practices. Student activism. Students, particularly through organizations like the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, played a significant role in organizing sit-ins, freedom rides, and voter registration drives. Key events and strategies. Montgomery bus boycott. The Montgomery bus boycott in 1955 to 1956, sparked by Rosa Parks' refusal to give up her seat to a white passenger, was a successful campaign that challenged segregation on buses and propelled Martin Luther King Jr. into national prominence. Sit-ins and freedom rides. Activists organized sit-ins at segregated lunch counters and conducted freedom rides to challenge segregated transportation facilities. These nonviolent protests aimed to expose the injustices of segregation and spur change. March on Washington. The March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom in 1963 brought together hundreds of thousands of people in support of civil rights. It was during this march that Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his iconic "I Have a Dream" speech. Landmark legislation and court cases. Civil Rights Act of 1964. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 outlawed discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. It ended racial segregation in public spaces, schools, and employment, and it established the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Voting Rights Act of 1965. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 aimed to overcome barriers to African American voting rights, such as literacy tests and poll taxes. It provided federal oversight of elections and enforcement of voting rights. Brown v. Board of Education. The Supreme Court's landmark ruling in Brown v. Board of Education in 1954 declared racial segregation in public schools unconstitutional, overturning the separate but equal doctrine established by Plessy v. Ferguson. Legacy and impact. Social and legal change. The civil rights movement brought about significant social and legal changes, dismantling many forms of institutionalized racial segregation and discrimination. It paved the way for greater racial equality and opportunities for African Americans. Inspiration for movements. The civil rights movement inspired other marginalized groups, such as women, Native Americans, and the LGBTQ+ community, to organize and fight for their rights, leading to subsequent movements for equality and justice. Continued struggles. While progress has been made, challenges and disparities related to racial discrimination persist. The legacy of the civil rights movement serves as a reminder of the ongoing fight for equality and the need for vigilance in addressing systemic racism. The civil rights movement stands as a testament to the power of collective action and the determination of individuals to challenge injustice and fight for equality. It brought about profound changes in American society, reshaping the nation's understanding of civil rights and inspiring generations to advocate for justice and equal rights for all. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Share this if you find this useful. Goodbye.